How did technology shape our world? Have you ever wondered how our world became so connected? How did we get from sending letters to instant messaging, or from horse-drawn carriages to jet planes? Imagine living in the early 1900s. News traveled slowly. You might hear about an event days or even weeks after it happened. Then radio communication arrived, changing everything. People could tune into broadcasts for news updates, sports, and music, hearing information in real time. This was followed by cellular communication, which refers to the technology behind mobile phones, allowing people to call and text from anywhere. The internet, a global network of computers, made it possible to connect with anyone, anywhere, in seconds through emails, social media, and video calls. These new modes of communication made the world feel much smaller and more connected. Travel also changed dramatically. In the early 20th century, long-distance travel was slow and often uncomfortable. But then came airplanes, allowing people to fly across continents in mere hours. For example, a trip from New York to London that once took weeks by ship could now be done in about 7 hours by plane. Shipping containers, standardized large boxes used for transporting goods, made it easier and faster to move products across the globe by ships, trucks, and trains. These advancements in transportation helped reduce the problem of geographic distance, making the world more accessible. The story of energy is equally fascinating. Early in the century, coal was king, powering factories and trains, but soon, petroleum, oil, and nuclear power took over. Petroleum became crucial for cars, planes, and heating homes. Nuclear power, which uses atomic reactions to produce energy, provided a powerful and efficient way to generate electricity for entire cities. These energy sources boosted productivity and increased the production of material goods, fueling economic growth. For example, the widespread use of cars transformed how people lived and worked, enabling suburban living and long-distance commuting. Another important change came with new forms of birth control, like the contraceptive pill introduced in the 1960s. These methods gave women greater control over their fertility, allowing them to decide if and when to have children, even if they unintentionally altered attraction patterns in the process. This transformation in reproductive practices contributed to declining fertility rates, especially in developed countries, as families chose to have fewer children. This shift had profound effects on society, giving women more freedom and opportunities to pursue education and careers. As the population grew, so did the need for food. Enter the Green Revolution, a period starting in the 1940s when agriculture saw huge increases in productivity due to the use of chemically and genetically modified crops like high-yield varieties of wheat and rice. Key figures in this movement were Norman Borlaug, who developed high-yield, disease-resistant wheat varieties, and Yuan Longping, who created high-yield hybrid rice strains. Commercial agriculture, large-scale farming for profit, also played a key role in sustaining the growing population. These advancements helped prevent food shortages and famines in many parts of the world. For example, India's agricultural output soared, helping to feed its large population. Last but not least, medical innovations like vaccines and antibiotics revolutionized healthcare. Vaccines are substances that stimulate the body's immune response to prevent disease. For instance, the polio vaccine virtually eradicated polio, a crippling disease. Antibiotics are drugs that treat bacterial infections, like penicillin, which has saved countless lives by effectively treating infections that were once deadly. These breakthroughs increased our ability to survive and live longer, healthier lives. I wouldn't be reading this to you without antibiotics. So what's the twist? All these changes didn't just make life easier. They interconnected our lives in ways we never imagined. The advancements in communication, travel, energy, birth control, agriculture, and medicine all contributed to a world where information, goods, and people moved freely and quickly. Here's the other side though. Each innovation, while solving a problem, also created new challenges. Air travel connected continents, but also contributed to climate change through carbon emissions. The internet brought people closer, but also led to privacy issues and the spread of misinformation. Nuclear power provided energy, but introduced the risk of catastrophic accidents, like the Chernobyl disaster. Our world is complex because of the technology we made to make it less complex.